MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison interviewed Democrat Rafe Graybill and Republican Austin Knudsen over Zoom earlier this month. The two candidates are both practicing lawyers with experience ranging from arguing in the Montana Supreme Court to working with law enforcement as county attorney. Whether or not the candidates had the experience to be Montana's chief law enforcement officer was a topic of discussion. Knudsen said his experience prosecuting criminals as a county attorney and working with local police officials made him more qualified than his opponent.
He's never sat face-to-face across the table from a drug suspect, a drug dealer, or worked with a local sheriff's office in a drug investigation.
Graybill said he's had experience working with law enforcement in the field as an auxiliary officer for the New York City Police Department.
I know the challenges, the sacrifices that our law enforcement officers make, and I will have their backs as Attorney General.
The two also shared their stances on issues including Department of Justice budget reallocation and Montana's methamphetamine problem.
100% of the meth, of the heroin, of the fentanyl that's coming into Montana is coming in from Mexico. I want to cut funding out of the bureaucracy in Helena and get it out to law enforcement on the front lines fighting this problem so they can actually make a difference here.
Graybill said our meth problem needs to be addressed through 3 steps, those being enforcement, treatment, and prevention.
You just talk about one, you're not serious about fixing this problem.
Another issue during the debate was voter registration and its ties to the role of Attorney General.
Mr. Graybill, as part of your campaign, you said that you want to make voter registration automatic when someone acquires or renews their driver's license. I'm just wondering, is that really the role of the Attorney General to be expanding voter registration in that way?
Graybill says the AG oversees the Motor Vehicle Division, and a partnership between the Secretary of State and AG's office would cut down on voter error.
If you don't want to update your registration, that's fine, you can opt out. But I think it's the duty of every elected official to try to find ways to make government work better for the people that it serves.
Knudsen said those duties rest on the Secretary of State's shoulders, but did say the Motor Vehicle Division would be a focus if elected. He said he's heard from residents upset with the division's service.
They are frustrated with the time it takes them to get their driver's license and the time it takes them to get new titles on their vehicles. We've got to get the bloat out of that Helena office and make that office more efficient.
The two lawyers also exchanged questions they felt deserved answers. Those included a lawsuit involving the Knudsen family limited partnership and land access in Culbertson, and sexual harassment allegations relating to a former advisor that worked for Governor Steve Bullock. In Great Falls, Keely Van Mittendorp, MTN News.
Well, coming up this weekend, MTN kicks off our series of debates for some of Montana's top races, starting Saturday with the battle for the U.S. House. Democrat Kathleen Williams and Republican Matt Rosendale take center stage with our panel of reporters, including Jay Cohn, Joe Valley, and Mike Dennison. Watch that Saturday night at 6 on KXLH and KRTV.